Hey, Coach, can you hear me okay?
Yep, I can hear you.
All right, terrific. Coach, Josh Pastner, Georgia Tech coach, if you could please go ahead and start with a brief statement before we open it up for questions.
Yeah, just first of all, I want to give Miami a lot of credit. Coach Larinaga and his team is really good, and they've been playing so well. And they got guys that can just flat out put the ball in the basket. I knew we were going to struggle early, and it wasn't that we struggled. We only had 2 turnovers. I thought we played the right way. We just have good energy. Thought we were a little tight in the sense just we hadn't been on the arena. It looked like we were off a week from playing. But we responded in the second half. We got stops. I thought some of our guys made huge plays. I jumped Jordan Usher at halftime. He took it like an elite player and came out the second half and was really good, really good. Jose was just tough as nails. Michael DeVoe has just continued to hit big shot after big shot for us in key times. I thought Bubba Parham hit big shots for us both the first half and second half. Kyle Sturdivant gave us great minutes, hit a big 3 first half, and then did a good job against the press the second half there when we needed that. Khalid Moore just really good defensively, really good, and hit some big shots late. I thought Rodney Howard gave us great minutes. Look, Moses Wright did not play well. And I told Moses he's got to flush that down the toilet and be better tomorrow. But Moses didn't have a good game, but it shows the type of team we have, that we're still able to win, even when a guy like Moses is not able to have one of his better games. But it's a great thing for Georgia Tech. You're playing in the semifinals of the ACC tournament. A couple of years ago, I've been coming to these a couple of years previously just to see the other things. And I've always said getting to the semifinals of the ACC tournament's like playing in a mini Final Four. It's really special. And we got a great opportunity against a great team in Virginia, and excited to have an opportunity tomorrow to play them.
Okay, we'll open it up for questions for Coach Pastner. If you have a question, please use the raise hand function within Zoom. We'll call on people individually, beginning with Mark Bradley from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Josh, sorry for asking you a non-game question first off, but when you got the word on Duke being out of this and out of the rest of March, did that just give credence to all the fears that you've had while sitting around your hotel?
Mark, I can't speak on Duke because I don't know.
Hold on.
I don't know the situation on what happened there, what all the particulars were, but all I know is for us, I have tried to the best of my ability, to the point of exhaustion, and I repeat myself as it is, but think about repeating myself times 50. So think of me, who, as much as I repeat myself, times that by 50 on COVID protocols, and that's what we've done. And I have just been on it like you wouldn't believe, because I just said, guys, we're in the field. We're going to the NCAA tournament, so we've got to do everything in our power to protect. You can't see people on the outside. You can't see a family member. If you do, it's at the bus distance, masked on the outside. You got to stay. It's just keeping in our bubble, and that's why we did the bubble that we've done, because we've got the objective is get to Indianapolis, and obviously we want to win the ACC tournament, but we want to get to Indianapolis. So I have been on it like you wouldn't believe, and these things are precious. To get to the NCAA tournament, it is almost impossible to get there. It's not. I know people think it's an easy. No. Let me be very, very clear. Winning is so hard, and to get to the NCAA tournament, you know how hard that is in this day and age. So we're in the tournament, so we just got to get to Indianapolis, and we got to continue to protect, wearing a mask, avoiding people in the elevators. We can't be around our family members. Just got to stay in our bubble so we can get to Indianapolis.
Thanks.
Next question comes from Kelly Quinlan from Rivals.
Hey, Josh, I was curious about some plays at the end of the game there. Obviously, not really the sequences you wanted, but I was curious. There were a couple times you broke the press and Khalid dribbled the ball back out instead of maybe going up for what could have been a layup. Is that something you coach in that situation where you're trying to value time over scoring, or just a personal decision there?
I thought that was okay when he dribbled it out, because they were on that situation. We were fine because they were trying to foul, and I didn't have an issue with that. And there was a defender back there, so that it wasn't just a wide open layup. Like the one Jordan Usher had, that was wide open. But the previously with Khalid, he made the right decision. But we didn't do a good job handling our press break. We've got to clean that up. We just got on our heels, and we'll be better about that. When Wake Forest pressed us, we were fine, but we had a couple issues against Duke and Syracuse, obviously, and we were fine versus Wake Forest, but weren't fine today and late. But fortunately, we ended up pulling out towards the end there.
Next question from Rod McKenzie from 247 Sports.
Hey, Josh, what changes did Miami make from the first game to the second game in attacking your zone, especially in that first half?
Well, I thought big kid Brooks was just a stud tonight this afternoon. He was really good, and I thought he was the aggressor. Last time he played, Moses was the aggressor, and I thought this afternoon Brooks was the aggressor, and I thought Moses was on his heels today a lot. But I thought Rodney Howard gave us good minutes guarding him. But he's a good player, Brooks. I mean, he's all 7 feet and strong and an athlete. The guy's a good player.
Question from Jeff Schultz from The Athletic.
Yeah, Josh, can you replay just the out of bounds play that Jose saved there, just what you saw, how it unfolded? And then also, I'll have a follow-up question on Jose just in terms of physically him withstanding all he's gone through.
Fortunately, Jose saved us. It was a bobble, but he caught it with 2 hands. The other kid got it with 1. 2 always beats 1. That's just a sheer will and determination. And 1, it's a player's game. Sometimes the players are either going to make the coach look good or not look good. And on that situation, Jose saved us by catching that ball. Fortunately, we caught it, and we were able to get the win. But Jose is just tough. He's hard-nosed. He's a winner. He just competes. He's got elite competitive excellence and elite competitive fire. And at his size, in order to be successful, you have to be elite as a competitor.
Or did you, when you saw the ball flying to the other side of the court, I mean, you saw Jose chasing it. I mean, did you think it was going out of bounds, or did you?
No, I knew Jose was getting it. Anyone else, it might have gone out of bounds, but not Jose Alvarado. He's made so many winning plays that don't show up in the box score. I can't even put a number on it. The amount of winning plays that guy's made, I can't even put a number on it. It's unbelievable. He's as good of a guard that Georgia Tech has ever had, again, as in terms of 50-50 balls and winning plays. He's as good as in Georgia Tech. I mean, obviously Georgia Tech's had so many elite guards, but I'm just saying in that area of 50-50 balls and winning plays and just stuff, giving his body up, he's as good as a guard that Georgia Tech has ever had in the history of Georgia Tech in that area.
Next question from Ken Segura from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Josh, you said yesterday, I think you just want to win one game, and now you've got a chance to get to the finals. Can you kind of describe the challenge ahead of you and kind of what you guys will be doing, for the next 24 hours?
Yeah, Ken, look, we played Virginia. We played them twice. It'd be really nice that's the only team that we haven't beaten this, in the league since I've been in the league was Virginia. So obviously they're really, really good. They're just, they got great players, great coach. But you're in the semifinals on a neutral court, and let's see what happens. And we'll be ready to play. But obviously, we know how good Virginia is, and we know we're going to have to play just at the best that we can play to have a chance to beat them, and then get to Saturday.
Next question from Zach Klein from WSB TV.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned the first half just struggles. Was it sluggish? Were they just kind of not nervous is maybe a strong word for the moment? Were they soft? What do you see of them in that first half kind of jump on them a little bit?
Yeah, I just think, Zach, we weren't in real rhythm. Maybe that was just being in a hotel for a whole week and, not playing in a week. And not having seen the court for, we didn't practice in the court. I thought we actually were okay offensively. We got some shots. We just didn't have good energy. So I don't think it was nerves. I just think it was a little bit of I thought we were a little slow in some things, and Miami was the aggressor. Miami was playing on their, they were proactive. We were reactive.
So did you say anything to jump on them to get them going?
Oh yeah. At halftime, I jumped on the guys hard, And that's what I was saying, that I jumped Jordan Usher and, and he responded at a high level. I'm so proud of him. And so our guys responded on me getting on them at halftime, and they just kind of needed a wake-up call, and they responded the right way. And, we were able to, come out the second half. We got stops, which allowed us to get the win.
Next one comes from Danny Thompson from three-point conversion.
Coach Danny Thompson with the three-point conversion. Great win today. You mentioned about Jose being one of the best in probably Georgia Tech history when it comes to 50-50 balls and just winning plays. You've coached your share of elite guards in your time coaching college basketball. Have you coached anybody or any guard with a defensive mindset, IQ, or skill set of Jose at any time?
No, I have not. And again, I've been around at Arizona. Think about this. Arizona was called Guard U. Memphis with Lute Olson. John Calipari, we were called Guard U. And then at Georgia Tech was known for Guard U with Coach Bobby Cremins. So I've been at 3 schools. Obviously, I didn't work for Coach Cremins, but I've been around 3 schools that's all about guard play. And again, there's different guys who are incredible talents of the guards at those schools, including at Georgia Tech. I don't know anyone that I've been around at all 3 schools I mentioned that is as good as Jose Alvarado and what he's done with winning plays, 50-50 balls, defensive IQ, defensive toughness, especially at his size. I just don't think there's been another guard that I've been around, and I don't think there's been a guard at Georgia Tech even. There's been guys who are elite NBA players and have been on the Olympic team and stuff like that, but just with his hands and his winning the 50-50 balls in that category, he's as good as I've been around and as good as maybe as a Georgia Tech guard in those categories. And I'm really proud of him. And we wouldn't be in the position we're in today going to the NCAA tournament, playing for the semifinal in the ACC tournament, building this program back to where it is now through the grind of it without Jose's toughness.
Okay, we'll go ahead and take the last 3 that are in queue here. We'll start with one from Patrick Canaro from Ramblin' Sports.
Coach, congratulations on your first ACC tourney win. Reference Virginia tomorrow, and not any trade secrets to disclose. But are you gonna approach that any differently than you did the last time you played them?
Yeah, Patrick, it's good to get that that win. That way, guys like Ken and Kelly and Zach can put on TV, and Kelly and Ken can write that and Rod can write that we got Jeff, Mark, you guys can all write that we finally won our first game, that I don't have to say I'm an offer in the ACC tournament. So I can get that, we can check that box now. You know what I mean? So that's always good to do. So, but no, we'll watch the film. We'll figure it out. There's not that much you're not going to make wholesale changes from now to tomorrow. I mean, you're just going to have to go out and maybe make some adjustments based on some things. But in the end, you just got to go out and probably make some shots too and guard them. We'll figure out what we got to do tonight and maybe make a minor adjustment here and there. But in the end, you just got to go play.
Question from Rod McKenzie.
Hey, Josh, what does it say about Bubba to be able to take that ball down the lane, in the closing minutes in a critical situation amongst all the big guys? Here he is, the shortest guy on the court.
We talk about a lot of guys about player development. How about Bubba Parham? How about his toughness? How much better has he gotten? Listen, he signed with VMI. All due respect, VMI is a great basketball program. Coach Earl over there does a great job. In fact, he won the Coach of the Year. I mean, he's this year in their conference. He's really good coach. They got a good program. But let's call it like it is. It's not the AC. This is the best league in all of college basketball with the biggest guards, the best guards. And here's Bubba, maybe the smallest player in the league, but might have the biggest heart, the toughest young man, just competes. It's unbelievable. He probably doesn't get enough credit for what he does and what he brings to his team. He's tough as nails. I'm just so darn proud of him. When he plays with that chip and his head on his shoulder, that chip and that edge on his shoulder, that's what we're about, that playing that way. And he embodies what we're about. I'm so proud of him.
And we'll go ahead and wrap up with one from Kelly Quinlan.
Yeah, Josh, we talked several months ago when the season started and things didn't go the way you wanted to. Now you're 2 games away possibly from, an ACC tournament championship, and you're also on the edge of going to the NCAA tournament for the first time. Can you kind of just talk about I guess how difficult this season's been, and how much pride I guess you have in your team and the way they've responded to adversity at each moment that you've had it this year.
Well, I said this last time too. I remember in Houston on Saturday in 2016 of April, on that Saturday, the Final Four, I was meeting with Mike Babinski, 2 other people from Georgia Tech, and the person from the search firm in the hotel room down in Houston, Texas, interviewing for the Georgia Tech job. And they told me, Coach, listen, we got to have somebody here. I mean, we're going to totally rebuild and start over. There's going to be a lot of losing. It's going to take time. Do you have the energy and the vision to do this? And I looked at all 4 people in their eye. I put my fist down and says, I believe in what we can do here. I want this job. 5 years. 5 years we'll be back in the NCAA tournament. I says, not 3, not 4. And I said, I don't need 6 or 7. 5, give me 5 years and we will be back in the NCAA tournament. And I texted Mike Babinski and everyone else in that room to let them know it was very important to me personally that I fulfilled my word to those 4 people. It was very important because that has always stuck in my mind when I told those 4 people in that room that we've got to get 5 years. And so to follow through on that. And so I say all that to say it has been a grind. I can't explain, because there's been things that I didn't expect was going to happen. And that's where when you think life doesn't throw you punches, holy Toledo, how about I mean, we got some punches. I got some punches. But the credit to these young men, the credit to the staff, to everyone that's been here to get Georgia Tech basketball back to where it's at is incredible. And it's I can't express, you know, when we get in May and I'm able to take a little vacation and just relax and look back. But I know how hard this is to get to this point and from where we started and what we had to go through. And I can't say enough gratitude and thanks to the young men, the staff, and obviously my current bosses. How about Todd Stansberry and President Peterson and Marvin Lewis and Dr. Cabrera? How about President Cabrera? How about those guys sticking by me when it wasn't easy to stick by me? I recognize that. So God bless everyone. And I'll tell you what, Jeff Schultz, Mark Bradley, Kelly, Ken, Rod, Zach, you know, because you guys have covered us the most. You know, you never wrote anything calling for my head, and Patrick, you're there as well too. You let it play out, and for 5 years, and so I appreciate that too. And I know it wasn't easy. I know it was easy at times. You probably could have wrote something that says get them out, but I appreciate you, you know, having fair coverage on the course of it all too. So I know that's not always easy, but I recognize that as well too. So I appreciate everybody. It's a community effort, and that includes everybody on this screen. It's a community effort, and I want to give a great shout out because I've leaned on him a lot as Mike Stamus, a lot. So he's been able to take a lot of my calls as well too. So that I've been able to bounce things off of. So I appreciate everybody. Georgia Tech's in the semifinals of the ACC tournament and going to the NCAA tournament. We have the player of the year and the defensive player of the year, and we're in the ACC. Think of what we've done over these 5 years, these last 2 years, the first year. I mean, there's things that we've done. It's been an incredible journey, and it's been a total community effort to make it all happen.
Coach, thank you. Congratulations. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, thanks everybody.